Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Yahaira and this is the List Budgets, and on my channel I bring you weekly cash stuffing and budget with me videos. And in today's video it'll be a budget with me for the first half of Logan's first August paycheck. But before we jump in, we're also actually just quick notes of that. Also budgeting saving challenges that we finished last month. But before I jump in now, just a quick apologies for going missing last week. It's long story short, my trip to Florida ended up being 3.5 days longer than it was supposed to be thanks to Hurricane Debbie. So it just kind of threw things off. And I had been going back and forth whether I even record this first week of August video, but then I'm like, I wanted to because since we finished the saving challenge, it's going to be a pretty big week for cash stuffing, so it would kind of suck to do that off camera. So this week will be a little funky in terms of videos and when they come out, just because I'm getting caught up for that first week plus doing the second week of August budgeting. But next week we should be all back to normal. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So for Logan's paycheck, we are budgeting a total of $1,281, and then our saving challenges, we are budgeting a total of $600. So you have a total of $1,881 to work with today. Coming down to our bills, it's most of the same. Art as usual for my little Etsy shop on the side, that's $25. Instant ink is $5, which I think is still right. I want to double check it to see if maybe it's gone up, because it's just it's one of those things where everything, all subscription services seem to have been going up the past couple months. So I just want to make sure that that's still right, but it should be based on when I checked, I think a month or two ago on our bill account. But yeah, and then Solidarity has $60. And then Durango, which is our car loans, getting $110. The total payment's actually $610, but I break it up across a couple paychecks just to make it easier to handle. So this week we have a total of $200 going to our bills, leaving us with $1,681 left over to budget, which I hardly ever get a nice round number, so for it to be this nice and round was very nice and pleasing. Coming down to our envelopes, and I haven't done this in a week and a half, so apparently I'm all out of sorts. With our envelopes this week, groceries is getting $80, Pups is getting $50, eating out's getting $60, funds getting $30, I'm getting $35, gas is getting $155. But gas, here's the two things with gas is, one, technically it's been going down. It's been sub $4 here for a little bit, but while I was gone, Logan was driving Durango to work, which is a bit of a gas guzzler, so we use a little bit. We're still within our budget, but just a little bit more than we normally would have because of that. But we should still be fine. And I'm actually, if things keep up how they are, then I might be able to knock down our gas bill, our gas budget for the last 2 weeks of August if things keep going the way they are. But we'll see. And then Costco's getting $30 and Ash's Food's getting $250. So leaving us with a total of $690 left over to budget, leaving us with $990. Try that again. We have a total of $690 going to our envelopes, leaving us with $991 to budget. Again, apparently because I haven't done it in a week and a half, I'm all out of sorts. Coming up to our sinking funds, it is a busy week for sinking funds. This week, starting off with Christmas, that's getting $325. We are being very aggressive with Christmas this month because I do want to. Sorry if you can hear Ash moving around in the background. She's being a little fussy, don't know why. But as I was saying, we're being a little aggressive with Christmas this month because I do want to get it done this month, especially with having a 3 paycheck month, just so we can get that done and out of the way. And I initially with that, because it's our last official sinking fund for the year. So I was kind of thinking, okay, well, what do we do with the weekly $125 we save if we're done with all our sinking funds for the year? And I think I'm actually going to be working on getting ahead on sinking funds for next year, just because we have a lot of things we want to get done, besides all our usual stuff. Logan asked to take a trip to the lake, which the way that I'm approaching that is I'm acting as if we're paying all the expenses for it, but he wants to go with some friends, so we'll likely be splitting at least the boat rental and stuff like that with them. So we'll get some money back in theory. But I just want to have it all for us to pay out of pocket, and then once we get reimbursed, then I can put that money elsewhere in our budget. But there's that. He has some friends that are supposed to visit next summer. We want to visit our friends in Maryland next year at some point too. And then those are the 3 main things. On top of me we're making Lambeau Field happen next winter. So that's already 4 big things that need to happen. On top of, like we want to be in a house by sometime next spring if things go work out our way and I can get a job like towards the end of this year / beginning of next year. We'll be in a house next spring. We're debating about renting for a bit depending how things are or how much money I end up making with wherever I work. But I mean, whether we're renting or we end up buying, it's like we want to have all our house sinking fund stuff done before. If we go rent, I would tell Logan my only stipulation is I want to have all the house sinking fund stuff done, so that way we're still ready to buy a house whenever the time is right for us, and we don't have to worry about still saving up for that stuff while having less room now because now we're renting. But that'll be more fleshed out as we get closer. But either way, I want to start working on those sinking funds for next year just to be getting a head start on some of that stuff. Anyways, now back to this. Electronics is getting $110, clothes is getting $105, Lambeau Field's getting $15, our August savings challenge is getting $10, car maintenance is getting $200, CFP, which is like for all my financial planner stuff, that's getting $20, new car is getting $6, medical is getting $100, which means we have a total of $891 going to our sinking funds, leaving with $100, and those last $100 are for an extra payment towards the Durango. Still plan on doing that extra $50 that I've started doing every month towards it as well. So it'll be a little extra pay down for the Durango this month. And that's something I don't think I mentioned it because I had recorded a little bit in advance for a while I would be gone, but we're going back and forth. When Logan brought up the whole possibly renting a house instead, it's like, because the biggest sticking point right now is with interest rates still kind of high, depending how much I'm making, like buying a house would be like a little bit uncomfortable. And I think I keep bringing up with him is like my thing is paying off the Durango as soon as possible because I've mentioned in previous videos, it has a low interest rate, 1.9%, but it is a big payment a month at $610. So I'm like, if we free that money up, that's a good cash flow coming back into the house. And when he starts being like, oh, well, like, we'll always have a car payment done. I'm like, for one, if I have it my way, we won't always have a car payment. Because after paying off the Corolla, not having a car payment for like, I think 3 years, which was really nice. So I was like, if we have one, it won't be as much because I mean, our next car we'd buy is to replace the Corolla with a different car, which wouldn't cost as much as the Durango. And if everything worked in our way, we'd have at the very least a good decent down payment to bring the car we get next. It's likely going to be a hybrid Camry, which as of right now is about $30,000. I think it was when I checked. So it's like we'd have a decent down payment, so it wouldn't be as much money. So even then, we'd still have at least $300 freed up a month, in regards to like cash flow coming in. So we were debating about whether we wanted to, take a chunk from our house savings to pay it down and then pay it aggressively. But it's kind of like just with everything that we need to pay for. Like technically right now we're in debt to our car maintenance sinking fund because we had to get the Durango tires a little bit sooner than planned because we got an oil change done and they told us that on the inside of the tire wire is starting to show. So we had to pay for that, and then on top of like that, the extra 3.5 days in Florida cost us some money I was going to put towards the tires. So it just kind of made things behind. So it's just a lot happening. But we're working through it. We're going to get through it. I think once I have better organized thoughts, I can let you guys know better about what we're looking at and what our plan is. But with that, that'll do it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps my channel. And I'll see you guys again a lot this week for a cash stuffing for the first week of August, and then the same budget with me and cash stuffing for this second week of August. Bye.